What's up, strikers, and welcome back to the Sharp Corner, a YouTube channel that provides entertaining gameplay footage for games available on Nintendo gaming systems. I'm your host, The Sharp. Welcome back to another episode. As you have noticed, The Sharp is suited up once again to commentate yet another match from the World Championships for Mario Strikers Battle League, a tournament that is being sponsored by our good friends at the Mario Strikers Discord server to determine who is the #1 player in the world. Today's matchup is going to be fantastic. We've got the #6 rated player in the world, TheMagicalLoaf, against the #7 rated player in the world, Samurai. And you couldn't find players with different play styles. TheMagicalLoaf being very high passing, Samurai being a technical mastermind and genius. And of course, we're using the competitive rule set, and the series is best of 7. There's no hyper strikes. The only items you can use are color blocks, i.e. you're only getting an item if one of your players has suffered an illegal tackle. Who's going to win this matchup? There's only one way to tell. We've got to get into the footage to see. But before we do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, smash that like button to help support the channel. Let's get on the pitch. Let's look at this footage. Let's see who advances in the World Championships between TheMagicalLoaf and Samurai. And here we go, friends, with game #1, Samurai with KFC and TheMagicalLoaf. He's actually a member of the Sharp Cleats. He's just not wearing the uniform. Not a problem. Let's see how this goes. Good sportsmanship from the beginning, telling one another to have fun, like to see that. Samurai's in green, TheMagicalLoaf is in purple. And again, we see MagicalLoaf, he's got those really high flying wings when it comes to passing. His Diddy's got, I think, 23 passing. I think it's 21 or 22 on his Toad. Of course, the weakness with those wings is that they've got really low strength. I mean, we're talking like less than 5 a piece, I'm pretty sure. So he relies on Donkey Kong and Waluigi to do his tackling predominantly. If he's going to tackle with Diddy Kong or Toad, he's got to charge that up. So be really interesting to see how he does defensively. His offense is usually fine because the passing's so good. But defense is usually where this team can lack a little bit. And you saw that right there. His Toad does a tap tackle on Peach. It's not enough. He has to use the item. So one of the interesting things about TheMagicalLoaf is you will see him use his items more defensively than other players who use them a little bit more offensively. But I like TheMagicalLoaf's philosophy that stopping a goal is just as good as getting a goal, right? Well, let me see. Samurai does a tap tackle on Toad there and gives up an item. Let's see how the Loaf uses that one. Now, Samurai, one of the things you're going to see, and this is what you like about his pass style, is that in order, rather than doing a whole lot of dodging and shimmying, is he will rely on wall passes. That's one of the things that you see him do a lot of, and he does it beautifully. Again, you have to remember, with World Championships, we are seeing the best players in the entire world. And the Loaf is on the move. Goes for the tap shot, and Boom Boom was laying down on that one. I don't know if it was necessarily a Boom Boom moment, but he was laying down on the job. Let's see how Samurai responds. I imagine he's probably going to start trying to take advantage of some of these strength differentials. And probably some of the speed as well. That Toad of TheMagicalLoaf is not all that fast. But one thing you will see TheMagicalLoaf do to help make up for the lack of strength is he's pretty good at team tackles as well. See, there you go. You see the wall pass from Samurai there? He utilizes that quite often, and he does it really effectively. And not a goal. Nope. Samurai's back on the move. Peach up to Toad. Toad down to Waluigi. Interception from TheMagicalLoaf. And you got the banana peel, but does not convert it to a goal. Quick pass from Donkey Kong. Even Donkey Kong's got decent passing. I think that Donkey Kong has like 13 passing. That Donkey Kong is a little bit different from what you see in most competitive players. He opts for more passing and speed. Most people like the Donkey Kong that has 21 strength. That particular Donkey Kong only has 18 strength. To give you an idea of what that looks like, that Donkey Kong in MagicalLoaf's backfield is just as strong as his Waluigi, who also has 18 strength. But he makes up for it a little bit with, with the speed and the passing. Good save from Boom Boom there. TheMagicalLoaf is only up by 1. And here goes Samurai. Peach lives a little hit over there to Waluigi. Can he convert this to a goal? No, not yet. And TheMagicalLoaf again is using that bomb for defense. quick tap pass. Something else you'll see from the Magical Loaf is that he's an expert at knowing when to charge pass and when just to tap it. There was no perfect pass there. It was just a quick tap pass from his Diddy Kong. He's really familiar with the distances and able to know when to charge, when to perfect pass versus when to just throw the tap out there. This is a close game, 3-4. Magical Loaf is back on offense. Excellent reaction time from Samurai there. It's really beautiful. Team tackle. And goal? No. Defensive stop from Magical Loaf. Waluigi taking up the field. Man. And once again, it's a free pass, but it's not a perfect one. It's not charged. It looks like it's off the wall to his Toad. That was pretty crazy. That's something you only really see with that high fly passing stuff. Samurai going for the cross pass. Puts it in, 4-5. And we got less than a minute left to play in this match. And Magical Loaf is up by 1 against Samurai. And Waluigi, tap pass or tap shot? Yes, tie game, 5-5. Samurai apparently liked that particular one because he's saving that play for future studies. And Bowser up to Toad, Toad down to Waluigi. And we got 30 seconds left. It's 5-5. Good defensive stop from Samurai there, but he does give up an item, but he has an item as well. There goes the wall pass. Gives up another item. Magical Loaf does. So now Samurai has 2 items. Let's see if he can use that. Ooh, wow. That was just really good opportunistic goal from the Magical Loaf. And we've got 2 items from Samurai. You knew you were going to see one there. Titan chip, yes sir. And Samurai still has 1 item left to use. So if Samurai can get the ball back, he should be able to use that to convert. But he decides to use it defensively. Magical Loaf closes it out with that quick pass. Well, it's not closed out yet. Not closed out yet. We got 2 seconds left. Let's see if Samurai can get a shot off, and hopefully he might be able to go in. Nope, couldn't get it off fast enough. Okay, so game 1 goes to the Magical Loaf. Out of best out of 7, Magical Loaf is up 1-0. Let's see what happens in game 2. Game number 2, the Magical Loaf versus Samurai. This time, the Magical Loaf is in pink, Samurai in the gray. Samurai in the gray. Now we do see that Samurai has changed his team up a little bit. Rather than Peach, he's going with a Mario. And it's kind of an unusual Mario. Not the normal one you see there. But looking okay. I think it's got a little bit more strength than the typical Mario we see. Normally with the competitive Marios, we see it with the Turbo Helmet, Knight Gauntlets, Turbo Pad, and Bushido Sandals. I'm not overly familiar with the helmet that Samurai has on this particular Mario. It looks like that might be the only change in comparison to the Mario we normally see. But in any event, the game is tied 1-1 within the first 20 seconds. Now Magical Loaf is trying to duck and dodge a little bit. And no, could not get the ball over to Diddy Kong. Ooh, nice zesty dodge from Samurai there, but the Magical Loaf is there with his Donkey Kong. Ooh, I expect we're going to see a goal here. Yes, sir. Waluigi with the lob pass over to Toad, puts it in, and it's 2-1. 2-1. Let's see what happens next. Magical Loaf going from Diddy over to Toad. Toad zesty dodges, but he misses it. That's the funny thing about using these really high passing teams. Is that sometimes if you zesty dodge, you know, where you do that dodge to try to miss a tackle during a pass, because his passing is so fast, you're actually going to miss the pass itself, even if it was a perfect one. Magical Loaf back on the move. Goes up to Toad. We should have a Titan chip here. Yes. Samurai not in a good position to do that HK save, you know, that perfect tackle along the goal line to prevent it from going in. He just was not close enough. It's unfortunate, but it does happen. Let me see. And he is trying to, Magical Loaf is trying to chase people down with his Walu. Clean hits there, no items exchanged. And the game is 2-2 with about 2.5 minutes left to play. Toad down to Waluigi, puts it in. Magical Loaf is up, 3-2. Samurai, Waluigi down to Mario, back up to Waluigi, over to Toad, Toad down to Mario. Samurai, good anticipation, able to charge that pass long enough to make it happen. And the Magic Loaf is back on offense, trying to go up by 2 goals. Good defense by Samurai. And there's the defensive, could not convert the Titan chip. That was big. That was big. Samurai calling a boom boom moment, and I would agree with him. It seems like boom boom just did not bite on it that time, but still able to convert the goal. Still able to convert the goal. What we got now? And we're going for the pass. So this is where you do see he went for the tap pass, but because it wasn't perfect, Samurai's defender got in the way, and that did cost him. And now Samurai is up by 1 goal. So you see those tap passes, they can really help out in making goals in offense by not having to waste time charging, but at the same time, defenders are going to get caught up and they're going to get in the way. Walu on Walu, but he's able to get rid of the ball fast enough. Let's see what Mario's going to do. Samurai is really just kind of passing it around, trying to keep the play alive. Ooh, great team tackle by Magical Loaf. That was beautiful.
Oh my gosh!
That was beautiful. I mean, to Samurai's credit, he's passing it around, trying to keep the play alive. But the Magical Loaf hits that team tackle, puts Waluigi in the perfect scoring position. That I like to see. Mario doing the long shot. Sometimes with some of the top players, you see it with Samurai. You also see it with Truth at times, where they'll actually do the long shot and they'll keep that in play. That's typically a play and a strategy you would normally see at the beginning of the release of the game. Everybody was going with the half-field shot with Rosalina. So when you still see that happening with some of these top players, it's just cool to see. I just like it. Magical Loaf is up by 1 point thanks to a Titan chip from Waluigi. About a minute left to play, and let's see what happens. Another boom boom moment according to Samurai. I wasn't watching close enough, but one thing I know about Samurai is he knows his stuff. So if he says it was a boom boom moment, it probably was. Nice ducking and dodging there from the Magical Loaf. He's just being very patient, and he's able to convert the goal. He's now up by 2 with 50 seconds left to play in the game. Magical Loaf. Diddy Kong up to Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong over to Toad. Samurai has regained possession. So you see there where the Magical Loaf, again, he relies on his Donkey Kong and his Waluigi to do the defending. So he sends Donkey Kong up to team tackle Diddy Kong, but by doing so, he left Mario open. Samurai recognizes that and takes advantage of it in order to get the goal. There we go, once again, Magical Loaf using that defensive item. Surprised I didn't go in. Surprised I didn't go in. All right, Samurai ties it up, 6-6. Great little cross pass there, up to Toad, who puts it in. 10 seconds left to play. Let's see what happens. Samurai going to tie it up, or is the Magical Loaf going to go up? We're going to have to wait to see. That was just some really quick passing. And again, you're seeing tap passes, not cross passes. And Samurai, once again, is in a situation where he has only a few seconds to score a goal. Goes for the long one. Yes, there it is. Excellent. Excellent. I mean, that was just kind of a Hail Mary, but he still got it. Let's see what happens here. Samurai's got a breakaway. If I were him, I would be liking this. Toad, not able to put it in. Retains possession. Magical Loaf gets it back. Diddy. And what's Waluigi gonna do? Samurai using a defensive item. Oh, using item. Oh, that was just unfortunate. That was just unfortunate. And there it is. Great match that time. Great match. So Magical Loaf is now up 2-0. Let's see what happens in Game 3. Game 3, Magical Loaf is up 2-0 in the best of 7. Samurai rocking the green. Magical Loaf hitting the purple. Let's see what happens here. So the Samurai, he needs to respond now. He's down 2. He is down 2. You got to win 4 to win, so Magical Loaf is halfway there. Looks like Samurai has decided to stick with that Mario. Great passing on Samurai's part. Picks up a few items as well. That's got to be in. No! With the shooting from Mario, Mario is definitely one of the better shooters in the game, and the fact that he was unable to convert there was surprising. Speaking of surprising, that was a surprising one as well. Because we've got Donkey Kong doing the cross pass to Waluigi. It wasn't a perfect pass. And yet, he was able to thread that needle and still get the goal. Speaking of threading the needle and getting the goal, Samurai just put one in and it's 1-1. And obviously these two players are showing why they are the best in the world. And there you go again. We see that tap pass from Toad. TheMagicalLoaf knows the speed of these passes. He knows when to charge. He knows when to tap. He doesn't waste time charging. And we got a great pass there from, was it Mario or was it Toad up to Waluigi who puts it in? Tie game, 2-2. Got about 3 minutes left. Great tackle there from Samurai. And uses the offensive by. Ooh! Oh, that was a magnificent by Samurai. Uses the bomb. You think he's going for a Titan chip, but I think the reason he didn't is because, yeah, I'm thinking about the brilliance of this, is because he recognized the TheMagicalLoaf had a bomb. Because the TheMagicalLoaf had a bomb, he could take out the Titan chip. So instead, he goes for the cross pass, gets the shot from Mario. TheMagicalLoaf still uses the item. So I know the play is moving really fast here, but goal number 3 from Samurai was really well done. My apologies for dwelling on this, but during the editing process, I was really geeking out over Samurai's third goal, and I felt like it warranted some post-recording commentary to give it the credit it truly deserves. I sincerely believe this goal helps to captivate the level of gameplay you're witnessing, how top players use mind games, and I want to explain it with visual tools to help it to be better appreciated. In this situation, Samurai's Waluigi is towards the bottom of the goal in a scoring position, and he has 2 options here. He can either go for the Titan chip, which would probably be the best option since the TheMagicalLoaf has Samurai's Mario covered with his own Waluigi, and could tackle him if Samurai went for the cross pass. The TheMagicalLoaf knows that the Titan chip is the best option since he has Samurai's Mario covered, but Samurai has a problem, and it's this thing right here. The TheMagicalLoaf has a bomb, which is the best way to stop a Titan chip, as it would knock the ball away mid-air and put the ball carrier down. So, although Samurai appears to have a 2v1 advantage over Loaf, he is actually at a disadvantage because the TheMagicalLoaf has Mario covered with his Waluigi and has the Titan chip covered with the bomb. Samurai recognizes that he's at a disadvantage, so what does he do? He knows that the TheMagicalLoaf is expecting the Titan chip and goes for the cross pass to Mario. Because the TheMagicalLoaf was expecting the Titan chip, he committed himself to using the bomb, ends up wasting the item, and Samurai gets the goal. This is what I meant at the beginning of the video when I said Samurai is a tactical genius, and probably most impressive of all is this entire calculation took place in under a second. And with that, let's get back to the game where Samurai leads Loaf 4-3. I think you have to have a trained eye to understand just how great that was, but Samurai killed it on that play. Absolutely killed it. The Samurai's up now, 4-3. 4-3. Mario ducking and dodging, yep. See, that wasn't a boom boom moment, actually. It wasn't. That ball was right there on the line. It just did not cross over. That was just an unlucky movement. I mean, the shot was beautiful. The play was beautiful. All it was just unlucky. But Mario, he comes back and he puts it in. Samurai's up, 5-3. TheMagicalLoaf back on offense. He's back on. Toad, I think he was going for a wall pass there, just unable to pull it off. Samurai gave too much pressure too fast. Ooh, that was lucky. Yeah, and see right there is where you're seeing where the lack of strength hurts the TheMagicalLoaf a little bit. He tackles Waluigi, he connects. He just doesn't have the power to knock him down. As a result, it gave Samurai enough time to get the goal. Let's see what MagicalLoaf does. Cross pass from Donkey Kong. And that is the kind of nice thing about that Donkey Kong. Yeah, he only has 18 strength. But because his passing is like 12 or 13, he can actually throw off that cross pass if he gets close enough. It's almost like having another wing. Essentially, that's what it is. You just have another wing out there who's able to move freely, able to pass. Zesty off from the MagicalLoaf and puts it in. Okay, so MagicalLoaf is making a comeback here. Got about a minute and what, 42 seconds left to play in the match. This is another tight one. All these matches have been tight. MagicalLoaf laying the hit in order to prevent the offensive goal. Yeah, if that would have been perfect, I think it probably would have moved Donkey Kong out of the way. And let's see what he does here. Yep. Once again, MagicalLoaf, he is giving up some items. But it is a tie game now, 6-6. Well done. Well done. A minute 12 left in the match. And Samurai, can he put it in? Yes, he can. 7-6. He's up by 1 now. Well done. A minute 9 left. Now, ooh, all right. I was actually just thinking to myself, is he going to use that mushroom now to try to get a quick hit? He did. MagicalLoaf unable to convert the goal, but MagicalLoaf does lay a hit. Gives him another item. Ties the game. 57 seconds left in the match, but Samurai does have 2 items still. See what MagicalLoaf is going to do. Donkey Kong up to Waluigi. Yep, quick goal. Thing is, with those fast passes, Boom Boom does not have enough time to react to the passing. It's amazing. So Samurai's back on the attack. He does have that mushroom, and he's down by 1. You got to imagine you're going to see that come out soon. And there, there it is. 26 seconds left in the match. MagicalLoaf is up by 1. Samurai on offense gets hit by Donkey Kong, but he does have the bomb, uses it defensively. MagicalLoaf is there. And yep, that will probably close it out. That will probably close it out. It's just the passing is just too much. Again, one of the things you have to appreciate by the MagicalLoaf is he knows when to charge, he knows when to tap, and he can use either with that high passing. So, for this next match, MagicalLoaf, he goes up 3-0. Samurai's got to win 4 in a row to win the round. Let's see what happens in game 4. All right, match number 4 between Samurai and the MagicalLoaf. So MagicalLoaf is trying to close out the series. If he gets this one, he does it. He'll sweep Samurai. Samurai fighting for his life a little bit here. Let's see what happens. Samurai, it looks like he's changed up his team a little bit. Ooh. Nice goal there. It looks like he's got Waluigi in the D-wing position now and Pauline in the captain position. He's sticking with that Mario. He does like that Mario. MagicalLoaf, you never really see MagicalLoaf change his team up whatsoever. He's always got Waluigi in the captain position. He's always got, I mean, the same Donkey Kong, the same Diddy, the same Toad. He's really got that team dialed in the way that he wants it. So he lives and dies by it. So far, Samurai up by 2 goals, though, 2-0. So Samurai's cooking pretty quick now. Looks like that Donkey Kong he's using's got a little bit more muscle. So it is kind of cool to see how some of these players will change their characters up in order to adapt. Oof, man, Mario was really close to Boom Boom there. So we got some interception there. A lot of passing going on. Not necessarily necessary passing. Might just be spamming a little bit here. Interceptions is getting caught up with passes. Good patience there by the MagicalLoaf. Oof, man, that was a long goal from Waluigi. Both players are calling out Boom Boom. I don't think it was necessarily a Boom Boom moment. It was just one of those really long shots from Waluigi. You do see that happen. That's more like Walu being Walu, but MagicalLoaf says we're going to cut down on this 3-point lead, and he cuts it down to 2. Samurai back on the attack. Magical Loaf, he uses that item defensively, which we're accustomed to seeing him doing. It didn't give him possession right away, but now he does have possession. Good stop from Boom Boom there, and we get a, yep, there it is. So Samurai is doing a really good job of keeping that 3-point lead. If he can maintain that, obviously that's going to help him out in this game, because you can't keep Magical Loaf's offense down for too long. But so far, what he's got seems to really be working. Come on, good job. Good tackles by Samurai. Really good tackles. So Samurai, you see him looking at a little bit more longer shots. We've seen that with Pauline, we've seen that with Waluigi. So he's going for more not necessarily midfield shots, but ooh, this Titan chip on Magical Loaf, that's gonna hurt. I don't think that was necessarily a Boom Boom thing. I think that was just, he didn't quite convert the way he wanted to. Man, see, the goals are not coming as quickly for the Magical Loaf as they had been in previous games. There is that wall pass, one of Samurai's signature moves to lose defenders. He knows exactly when to pull that thing out. And yeah, I was wondering if he was going to try one of those Titan chips. He did try it, but unable to execute. Magical Loaf is only been held to 1 point. This is really 2 points now. But even only holding the Magical Loaf down to 2 points, this is a testament to the strength of Samurai's defense. Because to be able to hold an offensive powerhouse like the Magical Loaf to 2 goals this far into the game really shows you Samurai's ability to read like that. I mean, you see that? He read the situation perfectly. Magical Loaf using again that defensive item. Yeah, kind of saw that one coming. Diddy Kong was just in the perfect position to do that half-field pass down to Waluigi, and Toad was in the perfect position to feed it to him. Another kind of mid-range shot from Samurai there. He's up by 2 points. So Samurai is really, I don't think he's necessarily getting away with those midfield shots, but in this level of play, you like that these high-level players like to be a little bit closer before they take those shots. Magical Loaf showing some patience there, but Samurai, he also shows patience. Man, look at the shots from Samurai. He is feeding the ball to Mario, and Mario is putting them in. So, has Samurai broken the code for the Magical Loaf in this series? You're wondering a little bit. Because Magical Loaf is really using those team tackles to get his, to prevent the Titan chips on Samurai's part. So what Samurai has done is like, okay, you're not going to let me Titan chip, you're not going to let me get in those corners, no problem. I'm just going to do mid-range shots. I'm going to put a little bit more speed on my wings. I'm going to put a little bit more strength in my wings. And as a result, you're going to take a little bit longer to tackle. That's going to give me enough time to put Mario in the right position, or any of his players in the right position, to get that mid-range shot. Now, I worry about that in the long term of the series. I do. And just because the Magical Loaf uses the same team, that doesn't mean he's not able to adapt. So with 16 seconds left and the Magical Loaf being down by 3, I think it's a sure bet that this one is over. Samurai is not going to get swept in the series. But yeah, that's going to do it for this one. So he stays alive. And now the series is 3-1. So let's see what happens in this next game. Is it going to be the last one? Is Samurai going to be able to keep it alive, or is Loaf going to be able to close it out? We'll see next. All right, so here we are with game number, what is it? Loaf is up 3-1. Game number 5. Game number 5. So Samurai's in the green. The Magical Loaf is in purple once again. Now, just to remind you, the Magical Loaf only needs one more game to close it out. The Samurai has to win every game now in order to stay alive in the series, and he's doing a good job so far by going up 1-0. Now, Samurai is using the same team that he used in the last game. And what we saw him do is, in order to negate the Magical Loaf's ability to team tackle and prevent Titan chips is he started going for more mid-range shots. We saw it with Pauline. We saw that with Waluigi. We saw that with Mario. And this higher strength that Samurai has is, man, that's a long Titan on the Magical Loaf's part, is helping to put him in a position to get those mid-range shots. So this will be interesting to see if that strategy will work again in this game. And if it does, I suspect you'll see Samurai use this same team again in the next one. But what we're actually kind of seeing now is the Magical Loaf is adapting. I think he's gotten a little bit more wise to it. It looks like he's relying on his wings a little bit more for the defensive needs. Not scared to hold those tackles down. And let's see what happens. Toad over to Waluigi. Samurai back on the attack. Pauline over to Mario. Mario over to Pauline. Magical Loaf has regained possession. And now, now the Magical Loaf's mid-range shots are coming into effect. So you saw that with the last game. Samurai is using those mid-range shots, and now we're seeing a lot of mid-range shots from the Magical Loaf. The Magical Loaf is kind of saying, okay, Samurai, I see what you're doing. I'm going to do it as well. Great defense by Samurai there. Excellent. Excellent. And there's that mid-range shot from Samurai. You know, friends, those mid-range shots, they're just not as reliable as being close or the Titan chip. Great Titan chip by Samurai there. So you can only do that so often. I really think that last game that Samurai had with all those mid-range shots going in, it was a little bit lucky. Not to say it was a fluke, I'm saying it was just a little bit lucky. And now we're seeing that classic competitive play where we got the cross pass from Waluigi up to Pauline to make it go in. Let's see what happens now. Samurai back on the attack. Yep, there it goes. Samurai with the Titan chip. Well, good use of that bomb there. Good use of that bomb, and he is now up by 1. See the Magical Loaf? Man, the pressure by Samurai is just really fantastic. Same for Magical Loaf there. Magical Loaf able to move these balls around really well to lay off the pressure. Mario goes down. Yeah, I was thinking you were probably going to see that mid-range shot from Pauline. Waluigi's got a little bit of daylight, but his offensive wing Toad is nowhere to be found. There's Samurai, looses the defender beautifully using that patented wall move of his. Magical Loaf, he's got some daylight. Yep, interception from Samurai. Samurai's doing a good job, and he's got 2 items now. Will be very interesting to see how he's going for the team tackle. You could see that from Mario into Pauline. It just didn't work out. And there is the pass up to Waluigi, the Magical Loaf, using that fast pass in order to tie the game. It is now 4-4, but Samurai does have 2 items. Great team tackle on Magical Loaf. Luckily, Samurai was able to get Waluigi over there quick enough to keep possession, but now the Magical Loaf has regained and he is on the attack. Man, boom boom moment, I don't think so. I think that was just a lot of pressure coming out the front end. Great job from Magical Loaf there to convert the goal. But Samurai does have an item, and we see it being used there, which we expected that we would. Able to convert that goal, and now it is a tie game, 5-5. These have been magnificent matches between the 2 of these guys. Very evenly skilled, you know, despite the fact that Loaf is up in the series 3-1. If you go back and look at these games, you'll see how close the score is. And now Loaf is up by 1. And are we going to see? Oh man, that Toad got in the way. It really inhibited Mario's progress there. A lot of passing going on. Loaf is not afraid to shoot with that Toad. That Toad has got some decent shooting. And he's still up by 1. And there it is. He's up by 2 now with, 22 seconds left to play in the game? So one thing that you see about Loaf is that he's a very patient player. he really relies on the formation, you know, that square, in order to make his offense work. So if he's got players down, he's not scared to pass it around a little bit as people get in a little bit more better position. There's another one. Yep, that fast pass from Diddy up to Toad. We've got 10 seconds left, and the Magical Loaf is up by 3. I think that's going to close out the series. Samurai would really have to pull off some amazing stuff to make this work. But again, these are great players, so we'll see. Well, there's one. But there's only 2 seconds left in the match, so I think that will just about do it. Let's see. And that'll do it. That'll do it. So there you go. The Magical Loaf wins in the series 4-1 against Samurai. So there you have it, friends. Another match in the World Championship Series is complete. Congratulations to the Magical Loaf in advancing. Hope you enjoyed this competitive online gameplay footage. Please stay tuned. I hope more footage is going to be fed to me so that I can provide more of this top-level gameplay for Mario Strikers Battle League. Do me a favor before we close out. Hit that subscribe button. Smash that like button to help support the channel. Until next time, I am The Sharp, and I thank you for watching.